How's it going, everyone? My name is Mike, and this is the $500 gaming PC. So if you're looking for a PC that's going to last you a while and run your games at 1080p 60 FPS at medium to high settings, this is the PC for you. Getting straight into it, for the CPU, I went with the AMD FX 6300. It's a 6-core processor clocked at 3.5 GHz. And with the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo, you should easily be able to put this at 4.2 GHz or higher. Now if you look around, you'll see that i3 4150 is actually better in gaming. However, I went with the CPU with video editing in mind. If you're not going to be doing video editing, you can actually save a little bit and go with the i3, which is a dual-core processor that acts as a quad-core with hyper-threading. But keep in mind, it's a totally different socket, so you would need a different motherboard. Speaking of motherboard, I went with the Gigabyte GA970A UD3P. Now that is my typical motherboard, simply because it has 8+2 power phase design, 6 SATA 6 ports, and supports up to 32 gigs of RAM. I wouldn't say this motherboard is cheap because it has high quality capacitors, however it is inexpensive, being only $80 right now. Moving on to the RAM, I went with G.Skill Ripjaw's X Series 8GB to 4GB sticks at 1600 MHz. Now for only $55 you're getting a RAM set that's 1600 MHz at Cas9 1.5 volts. So it's good, the voltage is pretty low, the cast latency is low, and it is a decent speed at 1600 MHz. You're not going to find any other reputable company out there with this good a deal on their RAM. Now for the hard drive, I went with the Seagate Barracuda 1TB. It's 7200 RPM, 64 MB of cache, and it will load up Windows 8.1 pretty quickly at under 30 seconds. The only thing I don't like about Seagate hard drives is that they tend to fail faster than Western Digital hard drives. So if you want to spend a couple more dollars and get a WD Caviar Blue, I would advise doing that. However, if you're going to get an SSD later on, I would get the Seagate, because I found that the Barracuda is actually faster than my WD Black. Now I may have gotten a bad WD Black, but the Seagate Barracuda is always fast. Now moving on to the graphics card, I went with the Gigabyte Radeon R9 285. Now out of the box, it's at a 973 MHz core clock, which can easily be pushed over 1000 MHz with this cooler. It has 2 gigs of VRAM, which is enough for 1080p, but not 1440p or higher. If you're looking at those resolutions, I would say look at my $1,000 or $1,500 PC build. Moving on to the case, I went with an NZXT Source 210. Now you guys know that I love NZXT's cases. I had a Phantom 410 and now I have a Phantom Full Tower. Now NZXT's cases are great deals. With this case you don't get USB 3.0, but you can get the 210 Elite or the 220 if you want that. It only supports up to full-size ATX motherboards, which this is what this board is anyways. And the graphics card does actually fit without you having to take out any hard drive base. So for $38 currently, this is a fantastic deal. Now finally for the power supply, I went with an EVGA 600V. It's not a modular or semi-modular power supply, but it is 80 plus bronze. And with 600 watts, you have over 200 watts of headroom for overclocking. What I've been finding is that not only does EVGA make motherboards and graphics cards, they make really high quality power supplies. And they're inexpensive too. So that's going to wrap up this $500 gaming PC. As always, the PC part picker link will be down below, and I will include the Intel build and some upgraded builds as well. Anyways guys, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.